God never asked you to be perfect, but He did ask you to be confident enough to try again. What if I told you that the more mistakes you make, the more fruit you could bear for the kingdom if you have the right kind of confidence? And I'm not talking about sins, I'm talking about mistakes. Let me explain what I mean. God wants you to be confident because confidence makes you more fruitful and more productive. Welcome to Confidence Fix. If you are new to the channel, this channel is about faith, personal development, improving the quality of life, and building confidence from a Christian perspective. Make sure to subscribe. Okay, let's talk about bearing fruits for God. The topic of our today's video is why confident Christians bear more fruit. It is very obvious that the more fruit we bear, the better. It is written in John chapter 15 verse 8. This is to my Father's glory that you bear much fruit, showing yourself to be my disciples. Of course, we as Christians want to bear much fruit for God, but let's have a closer look at what helps me to bear much fruit and what prevents me from bearing fruit. I'm talking about confidence. What happens when I lack confidence? When I lack confidence, I start doubting myself, I become very hesitant, I'm not sure I can make it, I'm not sure if I even qualify to try. As a result, I hold myself back and do less. I don't even make an attempt or make less attempts. And what happens when I make less attempts? I get less results and I bear less fruit. And this is exactly why God wants you and me to be more confident, because the more confident we are, the more attempts we make, the more results we get. When we are talking about success and being fruitful for God, being productive, it really all comes down to the quantity of attempts. Let me give you an example. Do you think I can throw this ball into this cup from a distance? Let's try. Okay, let's do it. It's all about the quantity of attempts. The more attempts we make, the more chances we get to hit the target and the more we learn from the process. Yes, I failed many times. It took me these many attempts to actually throw the ball into the cup, but in the end I did it. We should not be afraid of making a mistake or failing. It's a part of the process. Listen carefully. When I make more attempts, two things happen. First, I get more chances to hit the target. And second, I learn to do it better. It's all about the quantity of attempts. But it also means that we need to be confident enough to cope with the failures. Because what happens when we make more attempts? Most of them, or many of them, are not successful, they are failures. But this is exactly what we need to learn, to practice and to get positive results. Confident people also fail, and they fail a lot, but they don't care what other people say or think. They are ready to try and to fail as many times as it takes to hit the target in the end and to learn from the process. This is why, according to research and statistics, confident people get better outcomes. But let's apply it to us Christians bearing fruit for the kingdom. Do I, as a Christian, want to bear much fruit? God wants you to have ambitions and to believe in your abilities because it helps you to achieve more for God. And confidence is one of the most important factors here. Not the only, but one of them. That's why I said in the beginning that the more mistakes you make, the more fruit you could bear for the kingdom. Because every mistake is an attempt. We should not be afraid of failure or making a mistake. In Proverbs chapter 24 verse 16 it is written, "For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again." We fail, we stand up, we try again. We fail, we stand up, we make the next attempt. Until we hit the target, get the results that we want and bear much fruit for the kingdom. So dear brother, dear sister, God wants you to be more confident because confidence helps you to make more attempts, to try more often and to bear more fruit for the kingdom. Alright, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I wish you all the best. Subscribe to my channel and see you soon next time. God bless you.